Wonderful. Today we will read and write about an issue many parents are facing regarding school fees. Now, have you been prepared? Thank you very much. Now, let's move over and I'm going to display the first part of the article on Padlet. I believe we have all of them. Let me see. By show of hands, how people have logged in on Padlet? Wonderful. Now, let me share the first part of that article, and then we are going to read. I'll use my gadget here to share, and you're going to see the first part of the article on Padlet. Yes, I will be sharing it, and you can all see it on your gadgets. Is that okay? Any question? Now, that's nice. We are going to read, I'll also read it here, the first part, and I'm going to ask for a volunteer who is going to read that first part. Some would volunteer who can read. Some are a good reader. Yes, John? Yes. Let's read together as others follow along. Good. Now, the reading is very clear, I believe. And what we are going to do next, I want us to answer our main question from the first paragraph that we have just read. I believe you remember we just analyzed the image, we also analyzed the title, and we already have projected what the article is most likely going to talk about. We already know what the article is about, at least we have some glimpse. But we want to verify our beliefs or our projections, how true they are. And now we have read the first part of the article, and I'm going to ask you just suggestions. Just suggestions. And when you're free, you can share the suggestions on Padlet anonymously, so that if you don't want anyone to see, you share with me, and I'm going to see. But I'm also going to ask those who are willing to share in the class to do so. So this is our question. The main question is, what should the government do regarding school fees? What should the government do? Any question? Yes, Susan. Nice. We are answering based on the first paragraph that we have read, that is talking about the need for increased capitation. And I understand this particular paragraph does not give us the entire story, but we can still get something out of it to help us answer our question. What should the government do? Yes, Susan? Very nice. And you can see also people, some have shared on Padlet their opinions. We are going to discuss them without revealing their names anonymously. Yes, now Susan is right. She says that the government should increase the capitation, but to how much? Yes, and some people are saying parents should be able to pay. Yes, they should pay. I understand, as we understand as time goes by, probably most likely our next lesson, we will see the techniques that the author has used to try to make his case strong. It's very difficult to dismiss because he has used strong communication techniques that makes his case solid. And any person who is reading feels like these parents needs to be assisted. Nevertheless, before we go to that, let's get other suggestions on what the government should do to help this situation. And I've seen this one I'm just noting the name. I've seen this suggestion that the government can just pay part of the fees because parents are also responsible. Also this suggestion that developed nations, the government is in charge of education and paying almost everything. That should happen here too. Those are good suggestions. But now, let's go back to our article, and you can see the first one. It says, parents with the learners reporting to junior school say they are not ready to pay extra, even as they demanded an increase in taxation. They go ahead, the article continues. The Ministry of Education prepares learning institutions where JSS will be domiciled. Parents have been told to brace themselves to pay schools for the 1.2 million children transiting to grade 7. Now, we see the statistics have been used. The parents are required to pay fees for 1.2 million. And then you ask yourself, are they able to do it? Are they able to do it? We shall look at that into detail in our next lesson. It's a technique used there, we shall look into it. So as you tell me, as we agree, we all have varied opinions regarding this. But we'll continue reading with the next part and see whether the author will be able to convince us or not. Because it all rests on the shoulder of the author of this article. To convince us, to persuade us. Right? If he persuades us, perhaps at the end of this lesson, we'll agree in unison the government should pay for the full school fees of these 1.2 million learners because parents are not helping. Right? So that's what I want to do. Now, let's proceed. I'm going to read the second paragraph and then we'll analyze it before we permanently call it a day and understand what this lesson is all about. Okay, let's read it.